But I'm like, girly, no you don't. Like, stop. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Damn, this is getting really good.
What the heck? It's going well. Stop. That is actually so funny.
Like, he's already so down bad.
I would have read this in one sitting if I had the opportunity. I think was the spiciest of them all. Sorry, that was really cringy. Because I was like, did we just forget what we were doing? I'm so giddy.
Hello, my fellow book lovers, and welcome to another video. I'm starting this video kind of late in the day, so I'm very sorry about this like little yellowish lighting. A brand new video, a brand new concept that I probably actually won't be doing that often just because this is not something I do very often. I don't really buy myself things like phone cases. But if you clicked on the title of this video, you know exactly what we're doing today. We are letting my phone cases pick the books that I read. If you haven't been following on my Instagram and or on my TikTok, then you wouldn't know that I am literally so obsessed with books that like literally even my phone cases have to be bookish themed. I don't have anything to say about that. It's just who I am as a person and I just can't help it, okay? I am mentally unwell. I bought 4 phone cases from Berga and we are actually going to be letting whatever phone case that I pick kind of pick the book that I'm reading for the video, okay? That phone case is going to be on my phone the entire time that I'm reading that book. Let's get into it. I won't show you so that you can be surprised. I want you to be surprised at what phone cases I got, okay? So I did end up getting, like I said, 4 phone cases from Berga, and every single phone case that I get will be linked down below for you guys. This isn't sponsored or anything like that. Like, they didn't send me these. I spent my own money on them. They were having that really great deal, buy 2, get 2 free. And I said, you know what? Why not? I needed a new phone case and they had some cute ones. They come in this like really cute like velvet bag too and everything. So like, as you see, my phone case, she's bare right now, okay? And that's scary. We're gonna pick the first phone case. I'm gonna shuffle these on up. I don't know which ones they are. I did have one on my phone, but it's no longer on my phone, obviously. Okay, I have shuffled them. I feel like I'm making this way more dramatic than it needs to be, but it's okay. It's okay. Let's see, which one should I pick now? Should I close my eyes and do a reveal? I don't know. It's kind of hard to do that when you are trying to hold a mic. Hang on. Let's see if this will work. Will it work if I keep... I think it should. I don't know. Okay. Shuffling again. Okay. I don't know what I closed my eyes for. I literally can't see them. All right. Let's see. Let's open her up and see. This is literally the phone case that I was wearing on my phone the entire time. So it's so funny that I actually just ended up getting this one again to wear on my phone case or to wear for my phone. Well, anyways, but this is a cute little fantasy one. So it has a little dragon on it. It says men written by women and then all the books to get to know me. This is like the little book lovers one. It's so freaking cute. We're going to pop her on. I was actually kind of hoping to get a different one than this one, obviously, because I had been wearing it, but I didn't actually know what phone case or what book I wanted to read for this particular book or what book I wanted to read for this phone case. Some of the other phone cases I have, I know exactly what book I'm going to end up reading. She's cute little fantasy one. So I do have a few. It's okay. So it's got to be a fantasy book that I pick, okay, that I'm reading. Which one do I want to choose? That is the question. Do I have any fantasy? No, I don't. The only fantasy one I do have, but I'm going to keep that a secret because that is one of the other books I'm going to read in this video for a different book. So I'm keeping that one a secret. Okay, so this is my fantasy shelf here, but you see there's a dragon on it. So I feel like, I don't know. I guess maybe it doesn't need to have dragons in it, but I feel like it should have some fantasy elements. So I do have a Rebel Witch, actually. I have a Rebel Witch, which I actually just ended up getting. And this is the last book in the Crimson Moth duology. And I obviously haven't read it yet. So that is an option. I also could start Lightlark, which is another fantasy that I have been dying to read. There's also the Rose Bargain, which this one is when one makes a fairy bargain, one must be prepared to pay the price. I don't really know anything about this one other than the fact that it's like somewhere along the lines of like The Selection. I never read that series, so I don't know any of that is about. This is an option, and I've heard this one's really, really good, and then this one's going to be a series, so that one's option. Lastly, I do have a series that I've had this series on my TBR for so long, and I haven't touched it once, but this is like now starting like a new series if I do end up doing this. I don't know anything about this series at all, but that is the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I don't know anything about this. Literally nothing. I know that there's a show. I heard some people like it. I don't know. The words are pretty big. Part of me feels like if I start a series, then like I'm gonna want to read the entire series if I like it a lot. Like if I like it a lot, I feel like I'm gonna want to read the entire series all in like one go. And then like that's not the point, obviously, if my phone case is picking what I'm reading. I don't think I'm gonna do this one. Gonna put that one back. So I guess realistically, I can do Light Lark. We're not gonna do that one because that's another series that I'd have to be starting. So you know what? We're gonna read Rebel Witch. We're gonna read Rebel Witch because it's gonna be ending an entire series for me. It's a fantasy. It'll be fun. Part of me feels like I'm committing a crime because the case, or because the book doesn't have a dragon in it, because there's a dragon on my case. But it's fine. It's fine. That's what we're doing. Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. I'm actually really excited. Okay, I'm really excited. I just ended up getting this book. So I am excited to finally finish out this duology because it's time. Hey you guys, it's actually been quite a few days since I updated you in this vlog. I have been reading Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. I am enjoying it so far. The first few chapters were like a little bit to get myself reoriented with, just because like it didn't pick up exactly where we had left off. Like a few things, like things had happened since the last book. So like I was kind of like thinking to myself, I was like, wait, am I not remembering what happened in this book? And no, it was just that it just, things happened in between the last book ending and then this one starting. I've been reading it. I'm officially on part 2 of the book and I'm 180 pages in. And like I said, it's been going well. I've just been reading at night though, so I haven't been like getting through it as quickly as I've been wanting to, but the words are like huge in this book. So I'm actually not reading it in the physical book though. I didn't realize that it was on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm actually kind of pissed at myself because I had bought the book because I wanted to finish the series out, but like at the time I bought the book, this was not on Kindle Unlimited. Like I literally just bought it a few days ago. So I'm like, it must have like just gotten put on and I hadn't looked obviously in a few days, because any other time that I had looked to see if it was on there, because that's how I read Heartless Hunter the first time, was through Kindle Unlimited. And so I kept looking to see if this had been on there because I knew the first one was on there and it just wasn't. And I was like, ugh, I'm gonna have to buy the physical book and I don't own the physical copy of the first book. So I ended up getting the physical copy of this book and then eventually was gonna get the Heartless Hunter. But now I'm mad at myself because I could have just read it on here. So anyways, that was just a side tangent for no reason. Not that I wouldn't have bought it eventually, like I was going to. I just wanted to like wait, because I just like don't have a lot of room. I genuinely really only buy books that I know that are not on Kindle Unlimited for the sole purpose of the fact that I can read them for free on my Kindle. And then once once Michael and I move into a house and stuff like that and I have my own library, like I can get my library all situated. So anyways, I'm enjoying the book so far. A lot of like back and forth. There's a lot of back and forth between the two characters. And I don't even mean the banter. I mean like things that are happening. Like it's the same like scenario bouncing back and forth between Gideon and Rune. They're both like in this not this trance, but in this like headspace of being like, oh, they were pretending the whole time. They were never actually in love with me, this and that. And then they have to go on and keep pretending like that was true. Or like they're not like believing the other person could possibly have been in love with them. Like, you know what I mean? Because they're meant to be like enemies and stuff. That part I like. But the physical act of like literally just going back and forth about the same thing, like how he can't trust her, she can't trust him. I'm kind of like over. I'm kind of like, okay, like we get it. Let's pick it up. Okay, let's pick this up. Okay. But I do enjoy their moments together. Like when they're actually together, like right now, what's going on? I don't want to say anything. I don't want to spoil anything. Right now, they are currently like working together to like obviously achieve like this big thing. And so Gideon knows he needs Rune to be able to achieve this thing. So he can't like kill her like the way he's like being told he needs to. And Rune knows that she needs Gideon to kind of like set her plan into motion or like kind of go through with her plan to like make it achievable. So that's basically what's going on right now. I feel like that didn't make a lot of sense. I feel like it really didn't make a lot of sense, but that's okay. I'm enjoying it though. Okay, I'm on part 2. I'm excited to continue. I think there's like 4 parts, 3 or 4 parts, which I don't remember the other one having parts, but maybe it did. I don't know.
Okay, so I am now on chapter 40 and 251 pages in. I'm 55% of the way through the book. And one of the big things within the plot was just like revealed, but honestly, it was a very like predictable plot thing happening. Like it was said, and I actually don't know if it was mentioned in the first book. I cannot remember, but it was mentioned in this book, obviously. And I was like, oh, that's so obvious of like what she's gonna do with that. But we're only 55% of the way in. I'm thinking like obviously there's gonna be some like big thing going down. Big thing. Because if this big thing, because it was revealed, but like not really, like only one person has figured it out, and it's like the person who this is like gonna happen to hasn't figured it out. It's like Gideon figured it out, right? So I'm like, don't want to spoil anything, just wanted to update you guys on that. The big thing just happened. Well, not big thing, the discovery just happened. So
Alright, you guys, I have finally made it to part 3 of Rebel Witch, and so I am at this point 60, almost 70% of the way through the book. The book itself is only, how many pages? 455 pages, and I'm on page, let's see, 315 pages in to Rebel Witch. Basically, I am almost done. I do plan to finish it tonight, but so that means I'm going to pick another phone case to pick my next read. So let's pick our phone case, and then we'll pick the next read that we want to do. So I'm gonna keep it on obviously until I finish Rebel Witch, but all right, we got 3 cases left. Let's see, let's rig them up. I don't know what case is in where. I haven't looked inside or anything like that. There is one that I'm hoping to get because I want like a palette cleanser, but also it's a book that I've been waiting to read. So let's open her up. Let's see, close my eyes. You guys will get the first peek. What is it? Oh, okay, so we're getting another fantasy, but I'm super excited. This is the dragon one, which I'm super excited about because this one's obviously got for, for my love of Fourth Wing. That's why I got this one. I do actually know the book that I am gonna read while I have this case on. Let me get it for you. We're gonna be reading Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. I'm super excited to read it because I obviously have heard like good things about it for the past few years, honestly. And so I'm glad that like it is actually like traditionally published now because I know it was only indie published. So, but anyways, yeah, we're gonna be reading Fear the Flames when I have this case on. 2 fantasies in a row. I guess we'll see how I'm feeling. I was really hoping to get a different one just because I wanted like a palette cleanser romance and I knew exactly whatever case it was, if it got that one, it was gonna be like perfect. So anyways, but yeah, this is gonna be the case. Let's continue with Heartless Hunter, or Rebel Witch, not Heartless Hunter. Rebel Witch.
I'm switching up the angles on you guys because my room is a mess. But hello, you guys. It's the next day. I finally finished Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli, and honestly, like, it ended really good. I love duologies. Like, it makes me sad when they're over because, like, there's, like, not obviously more to, like, look forward to. It was, like, a really good wrap-up, and honestly, like, I like that the series isn't, like, dragged out for too long, you know what I mean? Like, I like that it was literally just 2 books, and that was it. Like, you didn't have to wait forever for all the books to come out. Like, literally, they came out, like, a year apart. It wasn't that long of wait. It's just chef's kiss immaculate, and I love that about duologies. And this one, when it ended, I genuinely was actually sad about the fact that there wasn't going to be more, or unless, like, you know, if I don't know if she'll write more, like, necessarily in this universe, but, like, probably not. And if she doesn't, like, obviously that's fine, but, like, I was a little sad, you know? I absolutely obviously loved Gideon and Rune throughout the entire books. Their storyline was great. I really loved that, but I loved their romance didn't necessarily take over the entire storyline of the 2 books. Like, obviously this was an enemies to lovers romantasy, right? And that was the point. Like, it is literally romantasy, but, like, it didn't take over everything. Like, the romance was part of, like, the driving plot. Like, it was literally, like, part of, like, what moved everything forward and, like, why things ended up being the way that they were, which was amazing, and I really, really enjoy that aspect of it. Because sometimes I feel like they just get too lost in, like, the romance aspect and, like, of everything, and then, like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, we have to get back to the plot here, where it's like, no, the romance in this was, like, a big part of the plot, which kept getting the story to move forward. But this book, let's talk about this book. I actually really enjoyed this book. I ended up giving this one a 4.25 stars. I think I did. I don't remember. Did I rate this book? I don't know. Really, really enjoyed it. Honestly, I was entertained the whole time. Like, literally, I don't think there was a time where nothing was happening. Like, there was always something going on and information being told to you in this book. And I actually also really liked that the fact that the 2 main characters, Gideon and Rune, were together most of the book. Like, I feel like a lot of the time, like, in enemies to lovers, like, romantasy books, like, the 2 main characters are, or, like, the romantic interests are always separated for a good chunk of time for some odd reason, right? Like, there's always something that happens where they get separated, whether it's because, like, they're trying to get back to each other, or it's, like, you know, just some, like, random things, right? That was not the case for this, and I'm very happy about it. Like, literally, they were together, like, almost the entire time. Like, literally from when I opened the book to when I closed the book, they were together 90% of the time. 90%. And I loved that. And it wasn't obviously even all romance that 90% of the time. Like, they were enemies in the beginning of the book again. They were enemies, but they were still together. I love that. Okay. I can't really, like, talk too much about the book without, like, giving away kind of, like, what happened with the plot, but overall, really good. Like, really amazing. I'm actually so happy that I read this duology. Now, to be honest, have I, like, really thought about it? No. Like, I have, but I haven't. Like, not to the extent of, like, oh my god, like, this is a god tier series for me. Like, I love this series. It's not to the point of, like, Fourth Wing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. No. Or, like, Once Upon a Broken Heart. Like, I think about that a lot. And then I think about, like, The Cruel Prince a good amount. Like, a lot. It's not like one of those series where I think I'm going to continuously think about it. It is really good. Like, I did really, really enjoy it. So I think 4.25 stars. I don't know. Part of me is like, I want to say this is like a 5-star series, but, like, I don't want, like, I feel like a 4-star series is too low. Like, 4.5-star series, you know? Like for me, it's, like, almost there, and it's really, really good. And I would 100% recommend this book series to, like, anybody. Because honestly, like, I loved the way that she wrote, because even in that first book, something was, like, going on the entire time. And the ending of this book, like, okay, I don't want to say it's, like, jaw-dropping, because, like, there was, like, things that I, like, knew were gonna happen, right? So it was, like, things that kept being talked about throughout the entire book that they kept saying were, like, oh, she's gonna do this, like, she's gonna do this, pertaining to a different character. And then, obviously, it doesn't happen to that character. It happens to a different character. Like, those type of things, like, I knew. I was like, oh, I know that's gonna happen, right? Like, that's just so obvious. But then this other thing happened, because I was like, I don't think it was mentioned in the first book. And if it was, I completely forgot that they were mentioned. But then, like, this big old thing that, like, she just dropped that, like, almost, like, made it seem so nonchalant. Like, she, like, revealed, and I was like, I wasn't expecting it. Like, I just wasn't at all. So anyways, that's that book. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to our next book, which is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. So I got to switch phone cases so that I can read my next book with that phone case on.
as long as I've been reading, I'm 38 pages in, and I feel like, one, moving very, like, pacing of the book is very slow. Two, one of the things that happened was, like, she just, like, almost gave herself up so easily, and I was like, why would she have done that? Like, why would she do that? Didn't make any sense. And then, right now, like, this situation they're in kind of just came out of nowhere. Like, didn't explain anything. Last thing I knew, they were just talking, and then he mentioned something about a bookshop, and I'm like, what the heck? They weren't even talking about anything related to that. And now they're trying to go get a book from one of the high priestesses in their like camp. But I'm like, I don't understand what's going on or why they're doing this. Like, did I miss something within like the first few pages of this chapter? Like, did I really miss something? Like, I don't think I would have missed anything. So I'm very confused. Like, they are jumping a little bit, but like, this is like the biggest jump within the first 38 pages that I've had. Like, it's very weird. I was like, what is going on? So I'm a little confused right now. And it could be just because I'm tired, even though it's really not that late. It's only 9 o'clock. Like, I am so tired. I've been reading for a bit now, and I'm not even 50 pages in. So I'm confused.
Hey you guys, it's the next day actually, and I'm obviously currently reading Fear the Flames, and it's actually going really well. Like, I don't know what happened last night, but last night while I was reading it, there was just like a turning point in my brain. Don't know when it happened, but there was one. And during that turning point, I was like, damn, this is getting really good. Like, I don't know, like I said, I don't know where it happened or like what it was that made me like kind of have a change of heart. But at first, in the beginning, I was like really bored. I was just like, okay, like I understand like there's gotta be buildup and stuff like that, but I was like kind of bored. But then all of a sudden, I literally was like, okay, this is good, you know? So I'm really enjoying myself. I'm on chapter 18. I'm 123 pages in. Now, I will say though, it is like reading a little bit slower than I thought it was going to. Like, the pacing is kind of still slow, but I think it's because there's more words per page than other books. Like, the book is a little bit like, in a sense, taller than a usual book, you know what I mean? So I feel like it has more words per page, but that could be a complete lie. You know, like that could actually just be so false and I'm lying to you. So don't take my word for it, okay? But like I said, going really, really well. We are in like, I don't want to say the heart of the story. We are still at the very beginning, but we are like getting to like the meat, you know, like the meat of the story. So right now, Elowen, I actually, not gonna lie to you, always am forgetting her name because they don't say it often. I didn't even know her name before this book started. Her name is Elowen. Elowen is like essentially not like the lost princess. Like, she's not lost, but she was exiled because of like a prophecy that was put into place. So like, she has these dragons that have been with her since basically birth. Like, they were gifted to her at birth. And so she has like this really special connection to them. So, but because of a prophecy, her father had exiled her, has tried to assassinate her. So now we're in the part of the story where like one of the enemy kingdoms, who was like an enemy with her father, right, comes to her and was just like, we want you as an alliance, right? Because like having you might make allies for us as well. Like, because if you're going against them, it may incline other kingdoms to side with us when we go to like fight your dad's kingdom, essentially. So she is in that kingdom right now. I don't know actually what it's called. I don't remember at all. So she's there right now. There's a little secret side quest that her and the main male character are going on together. It's a secret too. So like nobody else knows about it except those two. And he is actually the head of the soldiers, like the guard. So I can't remember what he is. What is he? Let me look. The commander. He is the commander of Veraveth. Also the names of these people and places are literally so fantasy-esque, like legitimately like so fantasy. Like, you know, like those TikToks where it's like you're reading a book and you're like reading a fantasy and then all of a sudden it gets to like a name you don't know how to pronounce and you're like That's kind of what it's like. That's like legitimately kind of what it's like with all the names. Like her best friend's name is Finian and her uncle's name is Aelard. Like what? And like Elwyn is like a very fantasy-esque name, but also like not like an unusual name you've never heard before. You know what I mean? Like that is definitely like a very fantasy name, but also like still kind of normal. The commander's name is Caden. And like his second in command, his name is Ryder. So like also normal. But then like the places that they're in, like so fantasy names. It's like crazy. So yeah, the banter between the two main characters, honestly, I'm kind of loving. Like at first I was kind of like, okay, like what? But it's actually good. Like it's actually good because it's like he's like flirting with her, but she's just like kind of just like spitting back at him, and it's just kind of funny. And you could tell that he's like already down bad for her. Like he's already so down bad, and it's just like good. And at first I was kind of like, okay, like that just like came out of nowhere like so quick. There wasn't even like any buildup or anything like that. But I don't know. I guess maybe we'll find out if like there's a reasoning for that, or it just like picked up right away. Like there was no, you know what I mean? But it like, yeah, like literally just happened like so quick, and there was nothing to build it up. But other than that, it's kind of slaying. So kind of slaying. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, there's not much dragons in here, obviously, because I don't know if I said this, but like she has these dragons, but because of her exile, because of like what the prophecy was, her father like kept the dragons and like exiled her, right? So like she hasn't had contact with her dragons in years, like so long, like over 15 years or something like that. So she's just trying to get back to them and stuff. But yeah, anyways, that's all I'm gonna say for now. I'm gonna keep reading and I'll update you in a bit.
Good morning, you guys. It's the next day, and I wanted to update you on... Oh, okay. My shirt is about to choke me. Anyways, I want to update you guys on Fear the Flames because I am a good chunk of the way through. I'm now on part 3, The Heist. So I'm super excited. 246 pages in. I'm almost done with it. This is the last part of the book. And depending on, let's see, 246, I have a bit more than 100 pages left in the book in total. So I'm not actually sure if I'll be able to finish it tonight, but I would like to, okay? Like I am actually enjoying it. There are times though where I feel like, because I heard that when the book got traditionally published, they cut out things that like other people who read it as an indie published book really enjoyed. Like they said that they just like cut out things, which I understand because like obviously in the world of like publishing there's like certain parameters and things like that. But I feel like maybe like some of the things that were cut out were like scenes in the middle of chapters that like get you from A to B, where I'm like, am I just missing this information earlier on in the chapter? Like they talk about it and then once they finally get to it, I'm so confused because I'm like, what? Because maybe I'm just not processing that like they've talked about it and like now they're going to it. But sometimes it feels like they'll be talking and then randomly they just like switch topics, like completely start talking about something that they're gonna do. I feel like usually I don't get so confused or I don't feel so choppy, but like, I don't know, like it could be amazing. Like I could just totally not be paying attention, like truthfully, but like, I don't think that's true because I am actually entertained. Like I actually am enjoying it. So usually when I'm enjoying a book, I am paying attention to like the words being on the page. And right now I just feel like there are certain times where I'm like, it's jumping and it's just like not making sense. I'm like, wait, what? And then I'll have to go back and reread like a few lines before being like, wait, did I just like forget that I read this or was I not paying attention? And no, like it just randomly gets there. I am at The Heist and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, I was actually a little afraid because I heard again mixed things about this book. Like some people didn't love it and other people really do love it. So, but I actually am really enjoying it. I actually did not think that it was gonna be like this. But the really funny thing is that I keep picturing the male main character as Wesley from The Princess Bride, but I only can see when he has the mask on. Like that's all I see him as. And I don't know why, like I can't see him without the mask, but it's him. It's Wesley with the mask. And it's just really funny to me. Like I just like, I think about it and I'm like, stop, that's funny. Like, I don't know why. I genuinely have no idea why. I don't even think he is described to look like Wesley in the book. Like he doesn't, I don't think he looks like him. That's just who I'm picturing. Like him or like Zorro. And the only thing I know about Zorro is like from A Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff because her best friend dresses up as Zorro and he's got the mask on. That's what I picture. I fear I'm embarrassing myself. Anyways, not me crying because I think that's so funny. Oh my god, stop. That is actually so funny. I am actually the funniest person to walk this planet. Moving on. I'd like to finish this book tonight, but we'll see. But like I said, so far I'm really enjoying it, okay? The only other like thing about the book is that and I can't tell if it's like her just like trying to like be closed off to this or if she's just actually being difficult, is that the main girl, like Elwyn, is being very just like not standoffish, but like she's being very flirty. But then like once he kind of like almost advances on the flirting, she almost is like, actually I loathe you. But I'm like, girly, no you don't. Like, stop. And he's made his intentions very clear. Like, he's not pretending or like trying to hide the feelings. He is like openly admitted to like liking her in like that way and like wanting to kind of be with her. And she's just the one who's like, but like for no reason, but like for no actual reason. Like at the beginning, I kind of understood because of like the situation that's going on. You know, even just like a little bit beforehand, she like to her, like in her brain, I could totally see why she was like, no, like I can't pursue this. But that little hump, that little conflict is actually kind of non-existent anymore. So like for that, it doesn't make sense for her to kind of still be like, you know? There was one spice scene so far and it was so weird because I was like, did we just forget what we were doing? Like, did we just forget? Because the spice scene, and I don't want to give any spoilers, but like the spice scene that was going on was like pretend for something. It's so weird when I have to say pretend, right? But it was going on for something. But like the way that she wrote it, I was like, did we forget what we're doing here? Did we actually forget? Because then it was just like brushed over, being like, oh, well, like, I guess it didn't work. And he was like, no, it actually did. And I'm like, okay, crazies. I'm enjoying it. It's good. I'm excited to keep reading. You guys, I finished For the Flames. I really enjoyed this book. It was okay. It was good. Like, it was good. Like, I don't want to like say like this was like obviously the best fantasy book I've ever read, but I am actually excited to continue the series if they continue with it. I assume they're going to, just by the way that one ended and by the fact that this is now a traditionally published book, that it will continue to be a series. But let me see, because I think she said she self-published this book back in 2022 and it's now 2025 and she has written another one. I don't know if that means that she's working on another one or what's going on. Either way, I actually really enjoyed this one. The storyline with like Elwyn and the dragons was a lot different than what I really like kind of anticipated the storyline to be with that element in there. I'm really glad that this is kind of like a bit different than a traditional, I guess, like fantasy-esque book that has dragons in it, you know? I don't know. But either way, I really did enjoy it. I ended up giving this one a 3.75 stars. The only thing that like I didn't really love was the fact that the book was like kind of choppy in the way that it was written. Like a lot of the time, like I was getting like lost and confused very easily. At one point, like on the page, we'd be talking about something and then immediately in the next paragraph, we'd be talking about something completely different or something that like didn't really like make sense as to like why it was like why she got into this. It's not like there was a break in the page and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, okay, like we're jumping like in time a little bit, but it was like, no, like literally like something that just almost like didn't seem like it, not that it didn't make sense, but it just like abruptly got there. And I was like, wait, where's all this like the steps to get to this next part? Like, especially sometimes within dialogue and conversation where it was just like they'd be talking about something and then all of a sudden they're talking about something else and they just jump to the next thing without feeling like they end that first topic I don't know if that makes sense at all, but that was like my biggest thing, because I was getting really confused. I was like, wait, how did we get here? And I'd have to go back to the page before, read, or go to the top of the page, read a little bit, and be like, no, I didn't miss anything. Like, I literally am just like not following with the way that she's like writing this. Like, it's very choppy in that way, where it's just like, it's like broken up very weirdly. That's the only thing I just didn't like about this book, but otherwise, like, the storyline does intrigue me, and I'm like happy that I read it. Like, I was almost under the impression that I was not gonna like this book, because a lot of other people I had seen, like, had read this book, and then, like, after it was traditionally published, they said they didn't really like it that much. Yeah, that's my only thing, but I actually really ended up enjoying this, so I'm excited. And now it's time to pick our next phone case, to pick our next book. We only have 2 options left, and I don't know which ones are gonna be, so we're gonna shuffle them on up. We're gonna do this one. I don't know what this one is, but we're gonna do it. All right, I'm gonna close my eyes. Close my eyes. We're gonna see. Which one is it? Okay. This is like not the one that I want. The one that I want is obviously the one we're gonna save for last now, but I'm happy we got this one, because I have a lot of options when it comes to this one. So this is like a really like almost like florally one, but like I could also do like one that either just matches like kind of the color-esque of this one, or I can do like either like another fantasy book. I don't know. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna pick out? Trying to think if there's anything on my immediate TBR here that like would work. Like, okay, the only reason I'm like pulling this one out, Problematic Summer Romance, is because of the little vines that are on it that like kind of make it match. But I don't know if I want to do that one. I could do Twisted Lies, finish out the Twisted series because of like the color scheme, you know, like the greens. They kind of match. Let's see, what else could I do? Oh, there's Everything, which now that I'm looking at, like, doesn't really, like, match entirely. Just a whole bunch of, like, chaos going on there, so I don't think I'm gonna do this one. Next of Kin, no, that one doesn't really match that well. We could do, not any of those. Terms and Conditions, because the vibe of that kind of matches too. Break it up with a little bit of romance, because I've read 2 fantasy series already. So we can break it up. We can do that one. Is there another fantasy I can do? The House in the Cerulean Sea? No. We could do The Rose Bargain, because that one has like the little vines, but I don't think that one goes enough. So I don't think that one. Okay. Yeah, I think that's really our only options. Let's see what happens in Amsterdam. There's little flowers on there, but doesn't really go that well. Let's see, what else could we do? What else? Ooh, a novel love story. Doesn't really match, actually. That's a lie. I don't know why I thought this one would be good. Doesn't match. Let's see. No, I really think that's it. So, truthfully, okay, so it could be Problematic Summer Romance, but I'm gonna hold off on this one. Gonna hold off and choose between these 2, because these are 2 books that I'm currently like, this will finish out a series for me, and this one will continue a series that I just started. Let's see, which one do I like? But you know what? I think we're gonna, okay, this book is long. They're both long. Let's see, how many pages? 550 pages for Twisted Lies, and then Terms and Conditions, 460 pages. Oh my god, what the heck? Crazy. This was 550 and this is 460, so this is like 100 pages shorter. I don't know, because I do kind of want to finish out this series, Twisted Lies. I do like, or I want to see where like Christian is, and this is the next brother, Declan and Iris. And I was actually excited for this couple too. Like, they're both spicy too. Like, this one, like, so I just read Twisted Hate, and that one was like very spicy, where I was like, all right, let's get back to the plot. Like, I just feel like this one's gonna be so spicy, but like this one's also gonna be spicy. Like, I read the first book, like I know. But you know what? Let's finish out the series. So I can finish them out, do that whole thing. Then I can check off another book series that was on my TBR and feel good. So let's do that. Oof. I can't believe I'm picking a chonky one. I'm picking a chonky girl here. And the best part is though, it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm also gonna download it on my Kindle. And I literally just picked up this phone case being like, oh yeah, that's my phone. It's not, it's just a phone case. Let's switch her out. I only had her on here for a little bit. She was short-lived, and she was so cute, but time for our next read. There we go. Cuties. Hey you guys, it's actually been quite a few days since I've updated you on Twisted Lies. I'm a good chunk of the way actually into the book. I don't know how many days I've been reading this. I think it's been like 2 days. So it's not really hasn't been that long, but I think it's only been 2 days. But I'm actually 36% of the way into the book right now. Let's see, I'm on page 177. Let's see, chapter 17. Let's see if it's accurate in like the physical book. In the book, it's actually page 189. 36% of the way in. So physically being able to see where I'm at is kind of nice. So far, so good. I don't know, like it's kind of weird. Christian Harper is like, I don't know, he's kind of like, not like a strange guy. I don't want to say that because like, I don't know, he's just being weird. Okay, I'm not like explaining this right at all. Because like the way I'm seeing it, right? He's being very typical for the men in this series, right? Like not really wanting to acknowledge what they feel for the female main character. Like he's been like obsessed with Stella for like a long time. Like he's been down bad for her for so long. But he like won't acknowledge the fact that like what he feels for her is like a legit crush. Like literally having feelings for a woman. And he just like pretends to like that it doesn't exist. And I'm like, bro, that's just like not what you do. That's just like not the thing. But he's also like kind of a dick to Stella. Like he's not like, he's very like himself, nice in the way that he's nice, but like then he also like does complete 180s and like then becomes a dick to her. So like it's going well, I guess you could say. I mean, it's going like typical for the way that this series goes in book wise, you know what I mean? If you guys don't know, this is a fake dating trope. Stella is dealing with quite a bit, feeling like she's a social media influencer, obviously, so she's feeling like quite less than, because a lot of the people that she's like surrounded with are very like popular creators, and she feels like she's been doing this for so long and she has been stagnant. Basically her manager is like, I think you need to have a boyfriend and like that will help grow your views. Now, in book plot, makes sense, obviously. In real life, well, no. That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, okay, bro, like, why does she just need a boyfriend? That's so crazy. In the book plot, it makes sense, obviously, because I mean, like, why wouldn't she, you know? And then Christian, obviously, he owns Harper Security, I'm pretty sure. Well, he owns a security firm that Reese Larson worked for from book 2, right? Remember how he met Bridget? That's Christian Harper's company. That's who he works for. He's the CEO of the security company. But yeah, basically it's just like, he's like, she's my weakness. And I'm like, bro, you're so dramatic. But like, I get it, you know? Like, I get it. Anyways, that's what's going on. They're in a fake dating situation because he has a lot of work events that he goes to where he feels like he could use like a woman companion to go with, because Stella's really good at conversation and interacting with people, and he's just not. Like, he's all business, and like Stella is very like personable, so he's like, okay, like we can have a mutually beneficial agreement of like, I'll pretend to be your boyfriend, post with you on social media, and you can come with me to these events and be the personable person before I talk business, right? So that's how it goes. That's my update. It's going well. I don't have anything else to say about it. You guys, we have a little bit of a reading update. Sorry, that was really cringy. We finished Twisted Lies. Yes, we did. I just like was trying to pummel through this book, okay? You guys, I don't think I really even updated you. I don't even think you saw me reading this book at all, actually. I was just really trying to pummel through it because this book was just it's so incredibly long. It's over 500 pages. Oh, there's a little bonus chapter in here. I didn't even realize. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and read the bonus chapter. I didn't realize there was a bonus one. It says there's a bonus scene. But anyways, I finished Twisted Lies. Okay, I feel like the book is not what I expected. Also, we're gonna ignore, I got so extremely sunburned yesterday, so we're gonna ignore that. Also, if you see me sweating, no, you don't. No, you actually don't. It's like 90 degrees outside. It's not what I expected, but I'm also like not disappointed. I don't know exactly how to describe it because like I didn't really have expectations going into this book. With the amount that I feel like Christian Harper was hyped throughout the series, I thought his book was gonna be a little bit better, honestly. It was kind of lackluster in a way. Like it was just like, it fell like kind of flat. Like, tell me why, like, out of all 4 of these books, Josh, who is literally just normal and a doctor, I think was the spiciest of them all. Like, tell me why. Like, that was it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, Reese was spicy, but like not like in the way that Josh was, you know what I mean? And then this had hardly any spice in it. The way that like the spice is, it didn't like surprise me. I was kind of like, yeah, no, like that's expected. Like, it's just the way that the man is, like, you know. But they're actually, for this being 500 pages, there was, okay, and now that I'm complaining, because like the last book, like I said, there was just too much spice, didn't really have any in it, which was like surprise. Like there was some in it, and when it was in there, it was kind of like prolonged. This one didn't really have that much in it, which is very, very surprising, because like I said, I gotta adjust the way I'm sitting. I can't sit on my knees like that, because like I said, the way that this man was hyped up, I really thought it would have been like a lot different. This was definitely a very slow burn, I would say. Like a very, very slow burn in terms of like the situation of like what they were, if that makes sense. So Stella and Christian come up with like this fake dating scheme. I think I said that before. They came up with this like fake dating scheme because he kind of needed someone to like go with him to like fancy events and stuff like that. And she needed a boyfriend. Well, she didn't need a boyfriend, but she wanted a boyfriend, a fake boyfriend, to kind of like help boost her Instagram to get like a million followers, right? Typical. So they were like, okay, like we'll help each other out type of thing. And then obviously there's all these like lies, secrets, things going on, you know. But yeah, that's kind of like the gist of it. And like Christian is very much like, thinks he like doesn't need a woman to distract him. And he's just like, no, like she'll be a distraction, even though he's been obsessed with her for so long. Like he's literally been obsessed with this woman for so freaking long. And he's just like pretending that like he's not, just being really like sus about it, like in his own way, like in his own inner monologue. Like he doesn't show that to Stella that he's like interested in her. Well, like he does, but he doesn't. Like he flirts with her for sure, not in the same way you'd think. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I don't want to drone on about it too much, because honestly, like I said, like for a 500-page book, I feel like there was a whole lot of nothing going on the entire time. And now that it wasn't like enjoyable, there was a whole lot of nothing. So I ended up giving this one I think a 3.5 stars, 3.75, somewhere in that range. I don't really remember. Probably more 3.5 stars. It was good. Like the vibes were like okay. Like for the way that Christian Harper was, I feel like, hyped throughout the series, this like just kind of fell flat. But I still wasn't disappointed, if that makes sense. So anyways, that's it for this book. And now it's time for our final one. You guys, I am so excited. And before we get into it, I did cheat. Okay, I just was so excited. I could not wait any longer because I finished that book later last night, but I still had enough time before I went to bed to start a new book. And I was just too excited and I couldn't wait, okay? I couldn't wait, so I started it. Before I tell you what book it is, it's time to change out into our last phone case. And then our last phone case, picking our read, the book I've already picked. Are you guys ready? This is the one I've been waiting for because I was so excited for this book. I've been waiting for. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready. Okay, pink with bows. Okay, it doesn't seem like much. I feel like I hyped that up for this phone case. But it was more of like the book that I knew I was picking with this phone case. Pink with bows, but guess what? Those bows, they're lasso rope. It's a lasso rope. Can you guess? Can you guess what book it is? Can you guess what book we're gonna read? Can you guess? Can you guess? I'm gonna change them out really quick. You have until I'm done changing this to guess what book it is. I already gave you a hint. Did you guess yet? I don't know. If you haven't guessed yet, I'm disappointed. Okay, I'm also taking extremely long, so I guess I'm giving you a lot of time to guess. Okay, have you guessed? Have you guessed? How'd you guess it? Lost and lassoed. You guys, I'm so excited. You guys, I've already started reading it and I'm so excited. I have been waiting to read this book, either for like, I had a few different video ideas that I was going to read this book in because solely I love this series so much, like, and I just wanted to include it in another reading vlog because I think I put the first 2 books in a reading vlog, so I'm just inevitably gonna put all of them in a reading vlog. So this is that one. I'm so excited. And then plus obviously like the little lassos or ropes. I used to be a cowgirl. I should know what these, it's just a rope. It literally is just a rope. I did start reading this book last night. I'm so giddy. I woke up this morning really wanting to read, okay? But I was like, nope, I have to do stuff first. I have to update my video before I can read anymore. I was that excited. I feel like I have not been like that attached or excited about a book in a really long time. But you guys, Gus and Teddy, I have been waiting for Gus and Teddy. Like literally last night when I'm sitting in bed reading this, like Michael comes upstairs and he's like, oh, so like how's your book? Like, is it cute? And I said, yes. I was like, and let me tell you, I flip open to the pages and I already tabbed one page and already like started underlining stuff. And I was just like, I love everything about this already. I was 6 pages in and I was giggling. 6 pages in, I said, oh, I'm in for a ride. I'm in for such a good time. I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, can you tell? Can you tell? I feel like there's other times where I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited. And like literally I'm giving you nothing. Like you're just like, are you actually? And like right now it's definitely showing like how excited I am, because I sure am. Like I am so freaking excited about this book. I'm already reading it and I'm telling you how excited I am. But basically, if you guys don't know, so Teddy is best friends with Emmy, who is the girl, like the main girl in the first book. And I absolutely love their female friendship throughout the entirety of the books. Like from the first one to this one, I have loved seeing every single minute of it. And seeing it from Teddy's point of view, I love even more. Like, and the fact that like I'm actually 70 pages in. I'm 70 pages in. And let me tell you, seeing it from Teddy's point of view, I feel like I relate to Teddy so much. Like I am Teddy. I am actually Teddy, and like the way that she has like her fears and like the things that she's going through like mentally, like with her life and where she feels like she's at. Like me and Teddy are the same age. Plot twist. If you guys don't know how old I am, I'm not gonna say it, but if you've read this book, Teddy says exactly how old she is, so I'm not gonna. Teddy and I are the same age. And so I just feel like what she's going through and like what I feel like I'm going through at this point in my life, like I relate to very heavily, and I just love that. And especially like when it comes to her friendship with Emmy, I like resonate with like so freaking hard. And then Gus is Emmy's older brother. This is an age gap romance as well as a single daddy. I love. The reason I was like most excited for this book was because everyone kept saying it was very much a Cade and Willa like coded book, very much like Heartless, like, and honestly, I see it and I absolutely love Heartless. Like Cade and Willa, they are like top tier, like one of my favorite couples ever. So, oh, my driver's license was in there in my phone case. I forgot about that. Teddy and Gus like hate each other. Like they are very much enemies to lovers, which I am loving, because right now they're still enemies. Like right now they are still enemies. But basically what's going on is that like Teddy loses her job, but not to her own fault. Like it just like kind of happens. And so Gus has Riley, his daughter, for the summer, and he does like need some extra help because he has been co-parenting with Riley's mom, and Riley's mom is actually gone for the summer due to her job. He has Riley, and then so he needs some extra help, and then everyone's like, well, Teddy can do it. So Teddy ends up becoming the nanny for Gus. And I literally just got to the part of like how they like made this deal happen. Like it's not like anything has like really happened yet. So that's where I'm at right now, you guys. I am so obsessed. Like I literally was in bed last night. It was 11:30 and I was like looking at the page count and then looking at the time and being like, okay, can I go another chapter? And I kept saying yes to myself. And then by the time it got to 11:30 and I like looked at the chapter I was in and I looked at the time, I said, okay, I should probably go to bed. And I was so sad because I did not want to put it down. Like I literally did not want to put it down. I'm so happy, you guys. I am so freaking happy that I'm reading this book now. I'm so excited. Like I said, one of the things that I love about Teddy and Emmy, I want to just like, and Teddy is so funny. Teddy is just so funny. And I'm like, yeah, no, like me and Teddy are the same because I am also so funny. It's true. I am actually hysterical and I am the funniest person to walk this planet. Obviously. But anyway, I want to like read a little thing that kind of like sums up Teddy and Emmy's relationship, but then also like where like Teddy is going within this book and like where she's like and like her feelings and stuff like that, and how like her friendships and stuff like that are changing as she's getting older and things. It says, and this is without context, so I won't like give any spoilers or anything. I didn't mind though. Plus I kind of owed him, considering I'd kicked him out of his and Emmy's bed last night so that she and I could have a sleepover. Like, come on. And then this is like something she says about Gus that I absolutely was cackling. I literally like this page, I literally not even 6 pages in. I was 4 pages in and I was cackling, you guys. I was so giddy, so giddy. This other little section is like, she's talking about Gus and it's like a whole little paragraph and it's like, It wasn't that I hated Gus. Well, actually, scratch that. I did kind of hate him. I don't remember how it started. That's a lie, but it's not important. Mostly, I just always felt like he didn't like me, so I didn't like him. And then it spiraled into our being delightfully mean to each other all of the time. He was just so grumpy. Men who are that good looking should not be allowed to be such assholes. It was false advertising. And he was getting worse with age. Like, stop. That was, Emmy goes to her. She goes, so how do we feel about trying to be nice today? And then she goes, not great. Like me. I'd be like, no. Like if I had a rapport with someone I hated like that, right? If I was Teddy, I would also be like, no. Like, I'm not gonna be nice. Like, especially if he's not gonna be nice, I'm not gonna be nice. You know what I mean? But I am loving this book so far, you guys. I am so happy about it, okay? I've been ranting and raving for almost 20 minutes. So, I'm gonna go, and you guys will see me later while reading this. I'm obsessed. I'm literally obsessed. Like, literally nothing's happening and I'm so obsessed. If you can hear my dryer in the background, I'm sorry. But it's the next day and I just want to tell you guys, I am literally so mad that I can't sit and just binge this book. Like, I would have read this in one sitting if I had the opportunity. That's how much I'm literally loving it and think that this is amazing. Like, I am just eating this up, and I don't know if it's because like I was just so excited for Teddy and Gus, and like just the idea of like the relationship was just like so like I had been waiting for. And a lot of the time when I like hype up a book in my head, like or like hype up an author that I really love, like the book usually doesn't like obviously go as I want it to, but literally like this has done nothing but just like live up to the hype that is in my head. It's crazy, which never really happens. So I don't want to yap for a really long time because I do have to go to work. So I'm going to sit and read and binge as much as I can until I have to like get up and like officially really like get moving to get ready for work, because let me tell you, loving Teddy and Gus, you guys, loving them. You guys, I finished this last night. 5 stars. 5 freaking stars. Like, I knew from the moment I opened this book. Okay, not from the moment I opened it, but I knew. I opened this book, literally, I was 6 pages in and I could not stop giggling. I said, I think this is gonna be a 5-star read. And I was like, in the middle, I was a little like, maybe like, oh, maybe it's not gonna be a 5-star read. Not that I like didn't think it was gonna be. I still thought it would be a 5-star read, but I was just like not feeling as giddy. But I was like, wait, like it's fine. Like I shouldn't be as giddy throughout the entire thing. And if you guys know, I don't give 5 stars out lightly. Like if you're new here or whatever, like it takes a lot for me to give a book 5 stars. Like I don't have very many at all in general, and just to give them out willy-nilly is not something I do. No. So the fact that this 5 stars. It is crazy. Crazy. I literally like was obsessed with this book and was so mad that I couldn't just sit and binge it in one sitting. Like from the moment I opened it, I was like, I am giving myself a run for my money because I can't just sit here and binge it. I literally would look at the time and be like, oof, I have to go to sleep, and still keep reading. And would be sad when I had to put it down so that I could go to bed because I needed to be up in the morning for my job. Crazy. Actually insane how good this was. Like so freaking good. I loved everything about this. I love Teddy and Gus. Like Teddy and Gus, like I literally just like feel so connected to Teddy, and I just love Gus so much. Like yeah, he's a grumpy man, but like, and on top of it, this book, there's spice in it, but this one isn't like filled with like spice or anything like that. Honestly, none of these books in this series are. They are very much like short, but like have a plot to them and like have some depth to the characters for like how short they are. I really do feel like that like some people may not like them because there's like not enough to the book, and it just kind of feels like, oh okay, like you're here and then all of a sudden you're like at this point, which like I love because you gotten to see like Teddy and Gus throughout the entire series and like see the transformation. And this was very similar to Heartless, which was another 5-star read for me, which I read I think a year ago, over a year ago at least, at this point. Like it was, I don't have words to talk about how much I loved this book. Like I just like I love them. Okay, I loved the entire dynamic, the relationship, the storyline with his daughter, as well as like Teddy and his daughter and that whole thing. And then also like Teddy's relationships with her dad and with Emmy and stuff like that, and how all of those like all interconnected and like made them who they are. And I just absolutely loved everything about this. I am wanting to be a cowgirl. That's so crazy. That's such a crazy thing for me to say. With that being said, this was the last book in this video. Like you guys, this video took me so freaking long, and I am so glad that I ended it with this book. And at first I was kind of mad because I was like, no, I wanted this book because I really wanted to read it. But no, we ended on the best note for this video, and I'm so happy about it that literally like I just kept picking the wrong one, and I wasn't picking this phone case. I wasn't picking this phone case because I would have been like disappointed. I would have literally been like in hangover. I would have been like, oh, just thinking about this, because that's all I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about Teddy and Gus, and I love them. I even went back last night after I finished the book last night and today and went in and like tabbed and underlined some things. I didn't really do that while I was reading it because sometimes I like second guess myself of being like, oh, like should I annotate this, should I do that? And I'm like, yeah, I can, because you want to know what, it's my book, I can do whatever the hell I want with it. So that's fun. But yeah, I just went back and annotated a few things, and this is a book that I literally like, I know that I'm like, I forever am so excited to reread this book, like forever. Like knowing that I get to go back and reread this, honestly a grand old time. Like I'm so excited to eventually go back and do that as a 5-star read. That's so insane. That is it for this video. I guess let's just like go through. Do you guys even remember what books I've read in this video? Because part of me is like, I don't, but I do. That was a lie. So the first book we ended up reading in this video was Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. This one actually took me by surprise on how much I really, really liked it. It's a really great end to this duology, and I'm glad that this is like the one that I picked, because I had obviously some other options that I was like leaning towards, but like no, I'm actually so glad that I picked this one because this one ended so great. I actually genuinely enjoyed them and this storyline, because I know I had said earlier in the video like everything in this book like constantly was like moving, like it was constantly moving forward and something was always happening, which was a nice change of pace for fantasy, because I really feel like, and again I know I said this, was like things go up and down a lot within the fantasy of like really boring, nothing's really going on, and then it's like all this stuff is happening, and then again it goes back to boring, which this one that did not happen, which I absolutely love. And then again next we ended up reading Fear the Flames, which again I'm really excited that I read, because in that like my phone case I picked this one like to match with my phone case, because I had heard mixed things and I wasn't really sure how I was gonna feel, but I ended up rating this one I think at 3.75 stars, which I'm happy about, and I actually stand by, and I'm excited to kind of like see what the rest of the series entails, if she's gonna write more. I assume she is, because the way that this book ended, it wasn't like a cliffhanger, but like definitely ended where it's gonna lead to another book. So I'm excited. Definitely different than what I thought it was. Very, very happy about it. Next again, we read Twisted Lies, and this is another one where it finished a whole book or finished a whole series that I had been reading, and I'm so excited that I got to finish it. This one, did I give it 3.75, 3.5 stars, 3.25 stars? I don't remember, but it's somewhere within that range, because let me tell you, haven't thought about it, don't really remember. I mean, I remember things, but like, haven't thought about it. It was good, had a good time reading it, but like, it's not gonna be like something I go to recommend. If someone would be like, oh, like, yeah, do you recommend the Twisted series? I'd be like, oh yeah, I recommend the Twisted series, but like, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, you need to read Twisted Lies. And then lastly, of course, we have The Lost and Lassoed, which we all know because I just raved about it. 5 stars. 5 stars. Part of me is like, oh, like 6-star feeling, but I don't know. I don't think it's giving 6 stars. I think it's giving 5 stars for sure. You know what I mean? Like, there's just like a different entity of like something being a 6-star read for me. Because as you guys know, like Fourth Wing is a 6 stars, like infinity star read, because I think about it at least once a day. This, I don't know if I'll think about at least once a day. I've been thinking about it obviously since I've been reading it, and then I thought about it earlier today when I wasn't reading it. And then obviously I'm reading it now, and then I'll probably think about it later because I love this book and I love them so much. So 5 stars. Those are all the books that I read in this video. So thank you guys so much for watching and sticking around with me and really stay until the end of this video, because let me tell you, this was probably a really long one. Okay, I don't usually read 4 books in a video, because that's what makes them really long, but here we are. Anyways, again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias, as well as subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.